Isn't that just beautiful? Why do I want to leave this place so soon? It's too early. I've only been here for 70 days. Most people stay for 6 months. But hey man, I want to leave. The heart wants what it wants. And I don't know why. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. I had a good time. I met a lot of cool people. I met people from all over the world, from Europe to Russia to Asia. I met a few Japanese that actually own stores and restaurants down here. I didn't drink that much, but just a little bit of mezcal and tequila, and the great food, the music, and the dancing classes, and the sun and everything. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right for me. I spent, it's now almost 70 days that I slept and worked and ate here in this room. Sun rises from there every day. So as you can see, it's a pretty big apartment. I like it. It was spacious, it was comfortable, it was cozy. I could sit on this couch or sofa thing here for hours on end and just do whatever on my laptop. Usually work during the day. It made work a little more pleasant than it used to be in the office behind those really stark and uncomfortable chairs and desks. And this is how you dry your clothes. In Mexico City, usually they don't have dryers. That's what I was. And so what do you think about this apartment? How much do you think I paid for this per month? People who come to Condesa, they expect to, especially these days because of all the immigration, all these expats and tourists that come settle down here, they think they should pay almost the same as whatever they paid in their own country. Usually, well, we have gringos from States, from Canada, but to be honest, believe it or not, believe it or not, I've only paid, well, the rent's been 7,500 pesos. That's it for a whole month. And the only other thing they asked me was a deposit. The same amount. And I mean, it's a pretty magnificent deal. Magnificent. Parque Mexico is right next to my place. It's a few steps away. So I come down here. Both Parque Mexico and Parque España have these stations where you can work out with your own body weight. Not too much weight, with your own body weight. Oh, by the way, now that I saw that dog, this is one thing that really amazes me about this city is also how many dogs are just off leash, just like going around for themselves while their owner is on their phone, whatever. It's just, that was a little unsettling at first, but you'll get used to it. Like when you see that German Shepherd running towards you at full clip. And at first you're a little surprised, but then gradually you'll get used to it. All right, workout station. I'm gonna get after it. See you on the other side. Word of caution. If you ever work out at this park and get close to this tree, very tall, thick, strong tree. Be very careful because with the slightest wind, those branches might fall off on your head and give you a concussion or something. And they're not small, and they're not really, it's like this one, they're not light, they're pretty heavy. So protect yourself at all times. This spot is the vibe. Soccer, frisbee, dogs playing catch, boxing class, free boxing classes from legitimate Mexican boxers, salsa classes, dancing classes all around. This is the vibe here. It's a perfect morning. This kind of, aside from the breakfast, do my little calisthenics workout at that park and then come down here to get my son. This is like my beach. Where I get my son, watch people play, watch kids do skateboard and skating. This is such a vibe down here anyways. If you're ever in Condesa and you feel a little down, just come here. Just let yourself down here and see what happens. By the way, when I tell you this is a vibe, I mean, this city is all cheerful, good, heavenly vibes. Who wants to leave? It makes no sense to me. Why do I want to leave this place so much? Echo BC. One of the best things that Mexico City has done. You don't need a car here. You don't need to take Uber everywhere. Just subscribe for a 1-year membership and enjoy the ride all around the city. They have their special tracks, so you're totally safe. They're super comfortable. You can do your shopping, you can commute, you can do whatever. You remember that episode of Friends where Ross was torn between Rachel and Judy, her kind of Asian American girlfriend, and with her stupid friend Chandler and Joey, they listed off the pros and cons of both candidates for Ross, and finally Ross decided that although Judy, I forgot the name, was on paper, she was cute, she was smart, she was well educated, making tons of money just like Ross was, and Rachel was just a waitress, not much going on in her life and a little spoiled. She's decided to go with Rachel because simply Judy was not Rachel, right? But Mexico City on paper is perfecto. I mean, it's cheap, it's gorgeous, the food is great, people are awesome, beautiful, the culture is amazing, a lot to offer, rich, deep culture. Oh my God, what else? Sunny days, beautiful, cool nights, drinks, parties, people always cheerful and happy. But it's just a gut feeling that you get. And oops, that's what I have right now. I'll visit again, but I probably will not live here. And to be honest, I didn't get this attitude overnight. The more I spent time with people who just care about what they like to do, their instincts and gut feelings, the more I decided to be like, you know what, I'm not running those calculations anymore. It's a whole different world on paper. Like on the paper, I rattle off all those positives. But this reminds me of the story of a friend who came to our lab when I was in grad school to pursue a master's degree in computer science. He'd previously attained his PhD in mathematics, but in a very, very focused, specific area of math. So he wanted to expand a little further. So he came over to do his PhD in computer science and machine learning. And he did great. He published a few papers. I think he learned a bit of coding because he was more of a theoretical guy, but he learned the basics well enough that he could easily get a job and go off in that direction and make a lot of money. And I don't know, that same old, regular, ordinary, comfortable life of whatever, computer programmers or IT guys these days. But what happened was his wife, while he was in school, his wife got a job at the public library in that city. And he has started telling stories about how his wife is enjoying that job and how comfortable of an environment it is, very stress-free. People are so nice. They're having all these events every day of the week, so it doesn't even feel like working there. It's just a long holiday, it seems. She went off to like learn French, and then took some other courses, and just her life was just so much fun. It was just like a child playing on the street, just like having fun, following her instincts, and she could do whatever hell she wants. She didn't make a ton of money. They had limitations. They didn't have the biggest apartment, but still, I mean, so at the end, surprisingly, when he got his degree, he just decided, you know what? I'm gonna go do the same job as my wife in the same library branch. And I guess he works in the library now with a PhD in math and a computer science degree, machine learning degree. Another thing I like about Mexico City, I don't like it actually, I love it. There's the small little things that remind me of Tehran, my hometown in Iran. And for example, this cute little piece of steel is one of them, believe it or not. Peugeot 206 from France is one of the most popular cars among especially the youngsters, the youth in my country, at least used to be. And I've just had so many memories in this little tiny box with my friends, cruising around, coming back from school, going to university, just a ton of fun. And actually the streets and the architecture, like the urban architecture, kind of feels similar too. It's a little less colorful in Tehran, I'm sorry. Not the whole country, but specifically in Tehran. But there is this organized order to it, that not everything looks the same. Like each parking door looks different, and each apartment looks different. Some apartments are tall, some short, and that's what we call neighborhood. By the way, if you're looking to stay long term and you're looking for an apartment, probably the best deals and best apartments will be found on the street when you just walk around, scout your area, and then look for flyers and posters like this on a power post, on the wall, actually on the apartments and houses themselves. They have all kinds of posters. And if you know a little bit of Spanish, you can get a great deal, so much cheaper than Airbnb and probably Facebook, and amazing apartments. Just a quick little tip I thought I'd share. Back to the friend who finished his degree and went off to work at a library, just like a general job, minimum wage. I mean, the last time I checked in with him, he was still doing the same job. He got a little promotion, but I mean, what does promotion mean in that context, in that library? But he's having a ton of fun. I mean, he's still in that small little town that we did our degree in, and they had a baby. The baby's super happy. They're both super happy. They're having the healthiest, happiest lifestyle. And it's, by the way, it was in Canada. A small town in Canada is usually very cold and sad and gloomy. And if you don't have that many connections, it sucks. But somehow these guys are happy. They've managed to stay that way without comparing themselves too much to the other people who work at a big company in the same town, same city. They just don't care about other people. I don't know what this just an innate quality that they have, and I envy that a little bit, to be honest. And that's, I think, the same thing that's going on with me in Mexico City. I don't see that many pressing cons, but my heart doesn't feel right here. Guadalajara to Mexico City, how do they fare against each other? I know Guadalajara is smaller a little bit and has less population, but how do they compare?
I don't know, it's really hard to explain, but it's just not my city.
No?
It's more
Is Mexico City more your city?
Yeah, for sure. Especially this area.
Okay.
And in Guadalajara...
You need a little more cosmopolitan, I feel. Because like Guadalajara, I feel like is more locals.
Yeah, it's
more
authentic.
Yeah.
It's more Mexican city, I guess.
Yeah.
And Mexico City is more international.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Anyways, so you like it? Do you see yourself living here for a long time? Maybe like 10 years?
no.
No? Why not?
I don't know. I more prefer like some, I don't know, nature vibes.
Oh, yes.
So,
Yes, I'm with you on that. See? I like big cities. I don't know why I didn't work in Budva. I just got rinsed at the airport. That's the one other story I want to tell. So just to remember, next time, make sure check in before I come to the airport. And make sure to include all my bags, all the details. Especially in Mexico. Really, in Mexico, it's usually... Like I've never... Not that I fly all over the place, but I've never had to check in bag late and have this much money.
Yeah. Honestly, like here, it's extremely expensive. Like even like I'm going to travel to Oakland.
Now this video, I'm sure you know, it's not a knock on Mexico City. And who am I to knock on Mexico City? The fact that I couldn't live there for a long periods of time, for longer stays, says more about me probably than the city. But that's what I like about traveling. That's what I like about this experience, that this experience said something about me. Now I know what I like to a certain degree. Now I'm one step closer to where I like to end up, where I'm gonna go. So yeah, I've peeled another layer of my onion. Gladly it doesn't stink, because you know where I am now? I forgot to tell you this, but I'm in Guadalajara right now. I'm in Colonia Americana. Guadalajara seems more like it for me. It's, the sun is a little harsher. That's part of it. The neighborhoods are more sparse as far as I can see, at least in this neighborhood. It's a lot quieter. So I don't know. I just have these, it's like I have this compass. I don't have a compass, so I can't tell exactly where I need to go, which direction I need to take, but I can try and error and find out based on each location, the feedback that I get here, whether I need to be in that place or not.